Hi Ram from Chennai, Prem from Chennai, Bangalore. I'm from Hyderabad. I know Jai Krishna is from Hyderabad. Imtiaz from Bangalore. Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, you can use this. Delhi, Ritu from Delhi, Soumya from Chennai. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're all having some free time or maybe some vacation. I know it's a working day for some of us, but still, like, this is the time I got some free time in the middle. So I got, let's see, we can quickly discuss some of the questions. Hi, Shiva from Bangalore. Okay, yes. Quick icebreaker. One thing you want to stop taking it further to 2024. Procrastination. Oh, okay. Over it is. If you need any help, let me know. I can help you with that part. Okay. What else? You can type in the chat window, Rajendra. Hi, Rajendra from Pune. Social media excessive usage. Nice. There is a way we can manage that. We can take that also. Okay. Yes. Insensitivity, anger. Wow. Mm, mm. That is a little bit delicate topic. We can discuss on that if required. Okay. I mean, might not be now, but yes, we can connect one on one and we can discuss it further. Okay. Oh, judging others. Aggressive and what? Nice. Okay. What is the one thing you want to start doing in 2025? Or might not be 2025, like in the future? Like what you want to improve or start working on something, anything. Comparing with others. Oh. That has both benefits as well as issues, challenges also. Exploring AI, new job. Okay. Improve my AI instinct as a non-techie. Okay. Sure. Buy a house. Wow. Congratulations. Whoever has a plan. Let's hope you will be able to purchase a house in 2025. Get to know about speaking in conference, land into AI roles. Okay. AI roles, AI has its own presence. We can discuss on that. And getting to know about speaking in conference. If in case we get time or opportunity, we can discuss. If not, reach out to me one-on-one. We can discuss also. Okay, so what's the context of this meeting or the agenda? Ramanathan, there is no context or agenda. Like it is an open conversation. So we already got some questions. What the participants want to discuss. So it is an open conversation. So I will bring up the questions so we can go through it one by one, and we can. Everyone is open to share your views, pointers, or learnings experience. It is an open session for everyone. Okay, so everyone is learning, everyone is focused on helping each other, collaborating and coordination. So that's the main intention of this session. Okay. So if in case you haven't got a chance to ask a question already while registration, you can go ahead and do that. If not, let me bring up the question which we got during the registration. Test. Let me zoom in a little bit so that it will be easy. So everyone able to see the questions in the Excel?
No, I'm not able to see.
Oh, okay. My bad. Just a minute. I am not sharing the full screen. Just a minute. Just a minute. I'm trying to bring the Excel. Okay. Now you're able to see the Excel.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the first question, it is not the answer, this is a question. So the first question you got is like agile estimates and agile metrics. So who would like to start with that? How do we focus on the estimates versus what are the metrics your teams typically track? Or as a scrum master, as a agile coach, we should focus on tracking. Who would like to go ahead?
Yeah, can I? Hi, Satish.
Yes, yes, Sudhu.
Okay. When I see with my team, I look for different aspects. One is like performance against the burn down chart. That is your planned versus actual, planned minus actual per plant. That is one thing. And I also look for the estimation accuracy, how accurately we are estimating for the sprints, and what is the delivery variance, that is the number of stories delivered, and what is the code coverage which is happening, defect leakages if any, right? And what is the defect effort which we are taking for clearing one defect. And these are few immediate metrics what I can recollect, which I look into. Apart from that, there are performance against burned on chart and AppDeck score. These will provide us viewpoint related to where we are heading up to on a quarterly basis or on a yearly basis. Usually what we take is AppDeck score greater than 0.85, which is good. And if it is less than it, probably we have to work on the technical depth of all these APIs which we are working on. Right. And yes, these are a few things. Thank you.
Thanks, Subhu. Ritu? Ritu,
Go
you
ahead.
raise your hand. Yes, please.
Hi everyone, myself Ritu. There I can say there are two questions: agile estimation and agile metrics. So I would like to answer with the first one, agile estimation. Estimation is something like you can't say in a practical manner. I can say if you are going in a layman term, I would say I'll start the layman term. So I would say if you are staying in a first floor in a building, if you want to go, you are staying in a first floor. It will take hardly 1 minute if you go by stairs. If you stay in the second floor, it will take more time. If you go ahead, it will take more time. So these kind of estimations we do if we have some user story, we'll see three or four things there, like how complex it is, how much skill set we have. On that basis we do estimation. So estimation, we have different technology, different methods, like relative estimation, estimations. Absolute estimations we are not using nowadays. In a relative estimations, if we go what we have done in a prior, we see the complexity of that user stories. On that basis we do the agile estimations. That is a basic of estimations, but estimation is a very vast topic if you go ahead, because estimation there are many techniques like t-shirt sizing. If our team is not mature, we do the t-shirt sizing or the buckets. And the Fibonacci series is the standard one. because that's what we say. On that basis, we can see there are 60% gap in between the numbers, so it is easy to estimate and easy to discuss within the team. That's a basic of estimation. If we go on the agile matrix, so matrix is what, where it's a basic KPI where we can measure our team performance on that metrics basis, what we have done and how much task is remain. So we use a burn down and a burn up charts, velocity matrix, where we can estimate our team is going good or not, and how much part we can take for the further story, for the further sprints. Defect density matrix, and the completed what we say. Yeah, there are different kind of matrices we use. This is a basic of estimation and the matrix.
Thanks.
You want
Thanks,
to add?
Ritu.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to add? What is that the estimates as per you, or what is it, the agile metrics your teams or your organization or your client is following or asking or looking for?
Yes, Satish, have some more
Yes, Abhishek.
points. I mean, like most of the things are covered by Ritu and others. So yeah, I mean, as agile estimates, as Ritu mentioned, right? So we do like different approaches, right? So what are the three things we when we estimate is like we look of complexity and dependency and uncertainty. These are the three things when we do the estimates. Based on that, we give that story points or like whatever we are discussing with the team, right? What parameters. And for agile metrics, I think what I want to add is like, yeah, apart from those which we discussed earlier, some of the metrics is like predictability, right? So completed versus committed versus completed. Sorry, completed versus committed, and will give the predictability of the sprint, how much we are predicting. That one we use. Another is lead time, cycle times, and one more thing is like happiness quotient, like how like team is happy with the sprint, or like how they are feeling the work, and all those stuff we can take as a metrics. So yeah, that's from my side.
Okay. Yes. Anyone else want to add anything?
Actually, Satish, coming to the estimates, first we need to decide how much work we are going to take up. Then we will come up with how long it will take. First, I mean, how much means, I mean, how much work a team can complete. So, like, what is the size of each story? I mean, if you have epics, first you break down as much as possible. And there is some concept called cone of uncertainty. As we progress, initially the cone of uncertainty will be whatever the estimates we do, whatever technique we follow, there will be an uncertainty in the beginning. As the time progresses, it can be sometimes overestimate, it can be underestimate. Teams tend to either overestimate or underestimate, and the cone of uncertainty keeps decreasing as we progress towards the actual work in the sprint. So that's what I want to address, the cone of uncertainty. And how long we will take is the second estimation. As somebody said, Fibonacci is the sequence where Fibonacci implies that golden ratio. Whatever numbers you take the ratio, it will be 1.6. That has a lot of significance in that Fibonacci, that golden ratio. And it's easy to come to consensus when you use Fibonacci series, because there are, the numbers are far apart. So either people can come to the lower side or can come to the higher side. If, for example, 5 or 8, it is easy to distinguish, whereas 5 and 6, it is difficult to distinguish.
Exactly.
So that is one advantage with the Fibonacci sequence.
Thanks. Thanks, Jai Krishna.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to add anything? Shall we go ahead?
I have a different perspective.
Yes, Ram, please.
point is not I have seen in my previous projects until even now. The people are talking about the agile or any other model, but the mind test to the mindset of the business context is completely missed out. Wherever I go, I talk on the functionality because I come from a different verticals and horizontals in the previous organization, starting from sales, marketing, and things like that, covered to some extent, and then in banking, and then moved here in IT with Richiza. Still, even now in the current project where I'm working, the agile being talked about, but the vendor is not aligned to it. So ultimately, there is a miss in estimation techniques or whatever someone is inclined to learn and grow. The chances are very less. So there is no company like, for example, ThoughtWorks, where I went in 2011 for a open seminar in Chennai office. They had all those dashboard, the post-its and things like that covered in the thing. Same way when I was in Sydney in Commonwealth Bank, we worked completely on the Scrum framework. So it for me it's lost. So my feel of sharing information is the mindset and the context of the business rationale is to be known and aware of everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That matters any point of time or any organization or any context from. That's 100%. I totally agree with you on that, because like without which, like what are the techniques or what are the frameworks, what are the tools we use, it doesn't matter at all, right? So the mindset plays a very, very, very key and crucial role, which is really, really required any point of time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so let me. So the next one is about like safe interview questions. So when you say safe interview questions, what is that you would like to discuss? The safe itself is like a huge, vast ocean. So the same way we have like the PI planning also. But yes, what is that you would like to discuss? Anything specific or yes, Ritu?
Before going ahead for the next question, I want to know about your opinion. Did we miss any point? Did we want to cover some more points? You can.
Sure. So coming to my thoughts or my personal experience, the agile estimates, what happens is like as long as we do the estimates, whether it is a t-shirt sizing, Fibonacci series, or any approach, that is fine. But where the challenge is coming is like the moment we start converting that one story point is equal to 8 hours or 6 hours, or that it is becoming a micromanagement. So we all know, as an individual, as a human, it is all estimates. 90% of the time, it might be guesswork. So never focus on doing that conversions or anything like my company is doing one story point is equal to 6 hours or 8 hours, and which means like this will take 10 hours of task. So how much I can do that? How many story points? No, we cannot predict, we cannot estimate to that minute accurate level. So my recommendation or my personal experience is like go ahead with that Fibonacci series, which can help to distinguish between the two different items or two different stories or features or epics or anything as such, right? T-shirt sizing or story pointing can help to that point. Coming to the metrics, as a scrum master or as a coach, the team level metrics can be like the velocity or the burn down chart is the most commonly used, or the say-do ratio, committed versus completed, or these are the different terminologies which you use. But if the moment we start looking beyond the team level or beyond the sprint level, we need to start thinking thinking ahead or thinking a bit loud. Like what else, if in case I take this information of these many story points delivered by team, or these are my burn down chart is looking like, how your stakeholder might consume that information, how your business executive might be able to get the relevance out of that information, right? So we need to start thinking beyond the team or beyond the sprint when it comes to the metrics perspective. So if in case I'm an executive, I have like 100 teams, for example, working for my project. what will I do if I sit in front of all the dashboards, the velocity, the story points, and everything? What information I can get out of that 100 teams? Right? So we need to start thinking the next step also, what information or what metrics can be useful from our stakeholder perspective, or what information we can start showcasing even to the team or even to the business executives as such. So there is my couple of points from my side, Ritu. Does that help the context?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Sure. So just to add on, like yesterday, me and Jay Krishna were having a conversation. So we are mentioning like predictability is one of the expectation from any of the organization, right? So we can start taking the cycle time and bring in like, okay, the previous quarter or previous release, our team delivered 100 user stories on an average of 8 working days, for example. So then by taking that as a base, we can start predicting the upcoming release or upcoming quarter or anything to that matter based upon what our organization or our teams is focusing on. There is one thing. The second thing is like what information can be useful for your stakeholders or business executives or sponsors. We can have a conversation with them, and we need to start figuring out how we are delivering value from the organization perspective, from the executive perspective. So to that point, most of the organizations, we started using OKRs, objectives and key results. So define an objective at an organization level and tag the key results and start tagging, mapping our epics or features to that key results, which will directly showcase what value we are delivering from the organization perspective, versus if in case of any late priorities or any last minute requests or scope changes coming up, we can ask our product owners or product managers, hey, which objective this new scope of work is contributing to, so that any point of time we are focusing on delivering value to the customers or to the end users. So as a scrum master, as a coach, if you start thinking a step ahead of our team versus sprint or release, that can help us improve our systems thinking or end-to-end perspective. Okay. Okay, yes. So moving on to the safe interview questions. Anyone want to add or share your thoughts or pointers? What could be a typical interview question from the safe perspective? And the safe PI planning also. Both we can cover.
Yeah, I can share one recent, not recent, quite a few months back. I had a telephonic interview. So the interviewer was driving his car and he was putting the questions on how I manage the RTE process
Mm,
in the
mm,
Agile.
mm, mhm,
So I told him upfront that I have my SIRF certification, but I have not worked in the safe PA planning process now. But I am experienced in the Scrum framework.
mhm,
So the typical question was repeatedly put on to me about the RTE.
mm,
And every other project later on, I found internal job postings, so all were referring to that terminology, RTE. And
mm,
but then, not every project, every organization is actually following that safe, model in terms.
mhm, mhm,
It, it's very generic to say that you are in the agile, but which of model, which methodology they are going to utilize, that's a question mark. Only each individual
mm,
can experience and feel it. That's what my understanding. So the
mhm,
interviewer put on my situation analysis is that you are having a product owner and you are also the proxy product owner. How you will prioritize in the requirements and how you will take it up in the PI planning through the RTA.
mm,
So I try to be. I was. I could only manage with the theory, not on the practical aspects of a live example. That's where I failed. So
mhm, mhm,
So that's the situation, questions, and handling I did. So I want to share here.
Sure, Ram. Yeah. So again, as you rightly mentioned, like not everyone might be having the real-time experience of implementation of SAFe. Yeah, we can discuss a little bit on that. Okay, principles, PI planning process, WSJF, and values. Yes, thanks, Rajesh. You mentioned in the chat window. Okay. So, safe principles and safe values could be again theoretical perspective most of the cases, but yes, you might get a question on that, like, can you explain which of the safe principles is followed in your implementation or anything as such, which could be again like unique to your context perspective, and it's not just about the principles or the values. Like we should be able to be ready to explain the follow-up question. The main question is not the important aspect here, but the follow-up question which we get is the main important thing, which we need to be able to explain and give a clear understanding during the interview. So for that, like start exploring the SAFe framework, and maybe we can have some discussions on that also, how we go ahead and we can do that. And what are the different value streams in your organization? How do you identify value addition to the product? Yes, Subramaniam, this could be questions related to the Agile coach or RTs or even the SPC related discussions. Right? But from the Scrum Master perspective, the most focus will be related to the PI planning, the Scrum of Scrum, the coordination with other Scrum Masters, with other product owners, or with the team, especially related to the dependencies and the risks and the PI planning. So these are the most common questions, which if in case you are a Scrum Master or a product owner, from the implementation perspective. For the RTE, you might get questions on how you are facilitating PI planning, how you are facilitating inspect and adopt, the Scrum of Scrum, or how you are helping your product owners define the priorities or WSGF. All these questions you might get as a RTE or as an SPC also. Okay, oh, just a minute. Am I sharing my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Excel.
why?
Excel.
Okay. Why still the share is coming up? I don't know. Let me stop it once. Something is there with that. Just a minute. Okay. So for the safe perspective, I prepared a small Excel template. I can share that with all of you. So this is a template. So you need to fill in your details. So what is the team size? What's the skill set of your team, like the Java, .NET, or what is the technical skill sets or the tools your team is using? What's your sprint duration? What is the sprint start date and end date? And where is the team located? Whether they are all in the same location or in the different locations? Are the all team members co-located? What about your dependent teams? How the dependencies are handled? Where is your team level stakeholders? Do your team has a dedicated PO, or the PO is located along with the team or at on-site or a different location? How coordination with PO if in case of a different location? How about a proxy PO or business analyst? How BA is coordinating with PO? What is the timing of these are the timings related, right? So when is the sprint planning is happening? When is the daily stand-up, demo, retrospective, backlog refinement? The reason these questions, list down your details in this Excel or maybe in your own format. Reason, there is a typical tricks or techniques which they ask. Hey, when is your sprint retrospective is happening? So you might say that, okay, the sprint retrospective happened on the last day of the sprint. Okay, how many teams you are working as a Scrum Master? Let's suppose you answer as 3 teams. So when is your sprint retrospective happening for team 1 versus team 2 versus team 3? Then when is that reviews demo is happening? Right. So this is like a trick or technique to grab into a trap. So make sure you prepare, you keep ready with your times of, if in case you're especially working as a Scrum Master for multiple teams? When is that you are facilitating, or what is it, especially for all the events, along with the times, so that it can help you to keep it ready for getting preparation for your interviews. Then again, initial capacity versus the average velocity. You can list down like PI to PI, PI1, the 50 story points is a velocity, and PI2, 55 is a velocity, PI3, 60 is a velocity. So how you as a Scrum Master or how you as an RTE help your teams improve by bringing in different improvement aspects. We can start connecting the dots. Like you can mention, hey, as part of retrospective, these are the gaps or these are the improvements we identified, and the team started working on it, because of which the team velocity increased from 50 to 55, from PI1 to PI2. Like that, you can start bringing up, connecting the dots and start sharing your success stories or the case study with the interviews. Right? Same is the case. We have the ART level. This might not be the latest one because it is a 2022 document. I will try to see if in case any gaps is there, I will update. So how is, okay, what's the name of your release train? That is really important. Your release train might be having a name, might not be having a name, or at least give a reference like, hey, if in case your release train is having a name, well and good, we can mention that. If not, we can mention, hey, our release train is delivering value for this value stream, something like that, so that you can still refer that as a release train name. And number of teams in your release train, the recommended is 5 to 12 teams. Never mention 5 to 12 teams. Give a number, fixed number, like 10 teams. We have a 10 teams in our release train. Our team release train size is 100, including the stakeholders. So like that, list down your respective values or that information, so that it will be helpful for you to start answering in the interviews. And what's the locations of your release train, or what's the time zones? Why time zones is important? Why location is important? For the PI planning. If it is all the teams are in same location, including your stakeholders, yes, then you can go ahead with the 2 full days PI planning. But what about the remote teams? In my previous engagement, we worked with the teams from 5 different time zones. So 5 different time zones, it is not easy to get the PI planning done in 2 full days. Even with the 2 different time zones like US and India, for example, we cannot have a 2 full day PI planning. Never mention 2 days, 2 full days as a PI planning. No. So there is an article on the Scale Agile, distributed PI planning. You can go through that, and you can start based upon the time zones of your release train. You can start planning how your PI planning happens in the distributed time zones, right? And when do the PI planning occurs? How do the PI planning happens? Any tools you are using? What is the collaboration tools used during, before, after the PI planning and the execution? All these pointers are important. And what is a video conferencing tool used? Again, yes, you might even get questions on that also. Are you using Zoom or Teams or WebEx? How frequent Scrum of Scrum happens? What happens during Scrum of Scrum? How frequent PO sync happens? What happens during the PO sync? How teams are collaborating, coordinating for the system demo, and how the dependencies are discussed, coordinated among the teams of the release train. And as Subramanian was mentioning, right, which value stream your release train belong to, how many release trains in your value stream, how various ARTs coordinate among themselves. Each and every aspect is important, especially when it comes to the safe implementation perspective. Right? And the way how, if in case that it is just a typical Scrum implementation, during the interviews, we mentioned like, hey, in my sprint 5 or in my sprint 10 or in my sprint 8, something like that. The same way, if in case you are appearing for any safe related interviews, start mentioning the PI numbers like PI 5 or PI 8 or PI 3 of 2024, something like that, so that it will show you are having that real-time experience of the PI planning or the safe implementation. Yes, Monish, I will share the Excel. Right. Same way, team ceremonies. This is a again typical team level thing. Might not be much of difference, but the program level ceremonies, where the ART ceremony, the frequency, the duration, and the attendees, whether it is optional versus mandate, the description. Again, this might not be the latest one because of the version 6 changes. Let me see if there is any changes, and I will try to share the updated Excel with all of you. Okay. And let me bring up that. One small change happened with the SAFE framework. I'm not sure whether any of you observed or not. Earlier, the framework used to be open source. Now it got changed. We have to log in to look at the information. See, log in to continue reading. So if in case you have access to it, go through it. If not, let me see. I prepared one remote PI planning template. Distributed PI planning template. Let me try to bring that up. Okay. In the meanwhile, anyone else want to discuss anything? We can discuss.
Actually, recently I got an email saying that I need to renew this SAFE certification. Is it? Is it necessary that to renew so that we get access to this material, to SAFE material?
Yes. So recently the change has happened. So they are what do you say, like earlier the framework used to be open source. So
Open source,
every
yes.
time I used to have a discussion, we used to bring up that framework and we used to discuss. But now the framework was made, what do you say, like a
Paid
login
version.
access, paid version. Yes, but if in case you feel you can get that benefit, yes, you can go ahead and do the what do you say,
Payment.
the renewal. Yes. If not, maybe yes, you can again take your decision, because $295 is a renewal, right? So it's not a
Yes.
small amount.
Yeah.
So you can think about it and can do that. Yes, I will look for that Excel and I will bring it. But yes, in the meantime, anyone else have any questions? Yes, Sacha.
Hi Satish, hi everyone. Regarding this value stream, Satish, generally my perspective is like the value streams is nothing but the objective of the features is one of the, like we can say, right, value stream of the this one PA thing. But is there anything which we can mention, like when people are asking in the interview the same question, like whatever Subbu I think he mentioned, right? The same question asked to me as well, but I mentioned that same thing. Like whatever the objective of the features is nothing but the value stream of the current goal and all. That's what I mentioned, but I don't know whether it is the correct answer or not. But
No,
is there anything
no.
which we need to? Yeah.
Yeah. So the value stream itself is like how the value is flowing from one end to other end. Right. So when you say the value stream, like let me see if we can get a reference. No. Okay. So let me see. So there are two things: development value stream and operational value stream. So 90% of the time, or even more than that, 99% of the time, all of us will be working on the development value stream. When you say development value stream, what does it mean? The sequence of activities to develop and support the solution, right? So for example, you're working for a banking project. right? The banking product is your solution. Right? So the sequence of steps coming from end to end, right? Starting from login till the logout, right? It involves like the customer registration, then payment, then accounts, then rewards, then transfers, like different steps associated with that, right? So that could be your end-to-end value stream.
Yeah, but even end to end, you're saying that is perfect, but okay, the means like final goal which we need to mention as a value stream. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. See,
Okay.
in our case, how the value streams are defined. For a consumer banking example, right? So we have a what do you say, like the value stream is defined such that the input is like the request coming from the client till the way we deliver the product to the customer or to the client, right? So any of the savings account, right? Any functionality related to savings account, we define as a savings value stream. Then like that, the credit card is a value stream, right? Which means, see, the savings account is different solution. Credit card is a different solution.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Satish. In my current this one art, what we are doing is like main thing. Ingestion of this one from one of the legacy system. They are like they are going to stop and they are going to use the Azure, this one Azure platform. So we are migrating all the data into this into the Azure platform, right? And so like this, like for each ingestion, like from each legacy system to the migration is happening to the Azure. So each one like we are calling as one feature. So that's what my thought, like, yeah, for each feature, like whatever we are doing, that is called our value stream. That's what, that is the reason I mentioned.
No, not the thing. Because see, the vision, backlog, and roadmap is different, right? So value stream, any point of time will be defined based upon the vision of the organization. Right. So if we take Amazon as an example, right? So Amazon could be having Amazon shopping as one of the value stream. Right. Any features, any functionality related to Amazon shopping will be handled by that Amazon shopping value stream. Then Amazon movies is another solution. So another value stream. Amazon web services is another solution. It is another value stream. So any feature related to that Amazon Web Services will be handled by Amazon Web Services value stream. There could be one or multiple release lines within that value stream.
Yeah.
Right? You got the point? Now is it clear, Satya?
Yeah.
So you are doing that migration as a feature, like one legacy system to the Azure. So that is a feature. Yes, it is a feature. But why you are doing it, or what's the benefit by doing that? You need to understand that. No, you need to get to know. Because see, you're doing that, defining, building, validating, and releasing a solution. Yes, but why we are doing it, the vision you need to understand. And backlog, the features is coming from the backlog, right? And that is because the organization defines some roadmap by so-and-so, maybe by 2025, we want to eliminate the legacy systems. Maybe, for example, that might be the organization vision, right? Or maybe you want to provide effective outcome or effective functionality to your customers. That's the reason you might be eliminating or you might be moving out of the legacy systems.
Yeah.
Right? So we need to understand that what is the vision, the roadmap, but we are just getting to know only the backlog. What is the features, what is the priority, and what is it we have to work upon. But the other aspects is not shared with the teams. That's a main challenge. Is it clear?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Satish.
Sure.
So Satish, each feature is a value stream, right?
No, not at all. See, all the features will be within the backlog. see, each feature will not be value stream. Each feature will be part of the backlog. See, this is the backlog, for example. Like we are talking about, like let's take Amazon shopping cart, for example. Amazon shopping cart is a value stream, right? So we are all using the Amazon shopping, right? So we are customers. So what is the features? What is the functionality we as a customers are looking for? We as a customers are expecting, that will be defined in the backlog in the form of features. But all that features, all that backlog will be defined by one value stream called as Amazon shopping. That value stream could be having one release train or 2 or 5 or 10, we don't know, because we are outsiders. So for example, if you assume one release train is handling, they will be delivering end to end, starting from login to the shopping cart, whether it is a mobile or website or anything, and the availability of the items, then the features, then the rewards, then the offers, then the deals, discounts, return of the items, delivery, everything will be handled by that one single Amazon shopping as a value stream.
Okay. So it may be a combination of 5 to 10 features. It may be, we don't know.
No. See, don't get
not
confused
features.
between the features.
Epic.
There might be multiple.
There might be multiple epics. Correct.
See, the reason the epics will be keep on coming up. See, when we started this Amazon versus now, they keep on implementing, keep on bringing new features, new functionalities, new scope, or removing some existing features or functionalities. They keep on evolving that Amazon shopping as a product or the solution.
So in this case, value stream is only one. Amazon
value stream is
only
Amazon
one.
shopping is the value stream.
Oh, value stream, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The inputs anytime. See now, vision. Let's assume. Let me try to bring a OneNote. Just a minute. I'll stop sharing. Hey folks, we are discussing on this itself. We are good.
Yep. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Just a minute. Where is that? Oh my God. Okay, now you're able to see the OneNote?
Not. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. See, I will try to go not too much in detail, but the large solution, if you have to just mention about, right? So the large solution, multiple release trains come together, work together on one single complex or a complicated solution. So Tesla, as an example, or Boeing, Netflix, they are the large solution examples. Boeing, I will try to bring up a picture. So they will show on a picture to build a one single aircraft, how many vendors across the countries they are collaborating with. So that is a large solution, right? So never mention our any of your product as a large solution, because hardly 2 to 3% of across the world is making use of large solution from the safe perspective, right? But coming to the portfolio, where the multiple strategies coming into context. So when you say strategy, the budgets, the allocations, the roadmaps coming into context. So Amazon, as you are discussing, right? So for example, Amazon is giving the vision as an organization. By 2025, our vision is to increase 20% of our customers and 10% of our revenue or profit. Let's assume there is a vision or the strategy defined by Amazon. Now, we know that Amazon shopping is one of the solution. Amazon movies, Amazon music, Amazon web services, Amazon delivery, Kindle, Audible, like that. Lot of such solutions are there within Amazon. Now, what happens? This 20% of our customers, let's say, the Amazon shopping team or a value stream or whatever portfolio, they may say, hey, we can target to achieve 4% of increase in the customers. Out of Amazon 20% target, we can accommodate or we can target to achieve 4% of increase in the customers. Right? Then Amazon movies might say, we have a lot of new movies are coming up, or pan-India movies or whatnot coming up. So we can get more budget for that, and we can target to attract 10% of customers. Amazon music might say, hey, a lot of no scope, so maybe we can target only 1%. So Amazon web services say we can target to 6%. Like that, each of the portfolio will consider, or it will be top down or bottom up, both ways it might go, right? So then that is the vision as an organization coming into context. Now, what the product managers of Amazon shopping will say, hey, we have to achieve 4% of increase in the customers. What new features, what new functionalities we should deliver? What's the pain points of the customers, or what is our competitors are doing? What is it is required for us to achieve that 4% of increase in the customers? So the product managers, along with the architects and who are the stakeholders, they will start discussing. They will start defining the features or epics, whatever the terminology we call. Then the teams will start coming into the next step.
So this 4% of customers getting increase is one of the value stream for Amazon shopping. Is that right?
Not the value stream. Again, no. The Amazon shopping is a value stream.
Okay.
Amazon shopping
But
itself
goal.
is a value stream. Yeah, it is the goal, or it is the strategy, or the roadmap for the Amazon shopping as a value stream. Okay. Again, let me clarify the value stream. Value stream is like, see, what is a stream? The flow from one end to the other end. Right? Typically, the river or lake, we call it as a stream. Now we are talking a value stream. How the value is flowing from one end to the other end. So if you take Amazon shopping as a value stream, starting from login, landing page, then adding the items to the shopping cart, then doing the payment, then doing the shipping or delivery, then returns or exchange, or maybe anything else coming up. So all that end-to-end functionality, we call it as a value stream. Amazon shopping, that's the reason we are calling it as a value stream.
Okay.
Got
it.
Right? So for that, the same value stream, they will keep on. Now for 2025, maybe the 4% of customers is the target or the baseline vision they define. Now, the next 5 years, they may say, we want to increase another 30% of customers. Then the by end of 2025 for 2026, they will say, okay, we will focus on increasing 5% of customers. There is a input, there is a vision based on which the epics or the features will start defining. Right? The value stream will remain constant. The epics will be keep on changing.
Right.
Right? And this is what I was mentioning about the metrics, right? So now if I'm the executive, if I'm the CEO of Amazon, for example, my vision is 20% of the increase in customers or 10% of increase in the revenue. If we start showcasing, hey, my team delivered 50 story points, how do you get to know whether we are on track to increase 20% of our customers or not? Right? Does it make sense now if we start connecting the dots?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? So that's the reason, like, start taking a step ahead of our teams or the even the program also. If in case you are Agile coach, you are release trained, start taking a step ahead. Let's target that as a what do you say, for your 2025 goal, if in case you want to take it as a goal, start thinking beyond and then focus on that.
I think Agile coach has understanding, correct? Or like, we can have a discussion with customer and get to know what is it there,
More
right?
than
Their value
Agile
stream.
coach. Yeah, more than Agile coach, your product manager, your
Product
product
manager.
force will
Okay.
be having a more
Okay. Mhm.
understanding.
Okay.
Because Agile coach might not be having that clarity.
Clarity.
Might
Okay.
be. I'm not saying they won't be. Might be.
Yeah.
Might be. Because if
Might
they
be.
are brought in new, right? They might not be having a full clarity how the value streams are defined and everything.
Yeah,
Right?
product manager should have that information.
Product manager definitely should have.
Definitely.
Definitely, right? Google is the best example of this. I'm not saying any of these companies are following safe. No, it's just for our discussion, right? So Google is the best example if you have to mention, right? Every year they will get a yearly budget. We know how many different solutions Google as a company has, like or Alphabet as a company, right? Every year, beginning of the year, they will get a budget. Hey, this is your yearly budget. This is your target. You go ahead and however you want to make use of the budget, you go ahead and use it. You need to achieve this target. Right. So like that, each solution.
And value stream differs from every year, right? Satish, I'm sorry to interrupt. This differs from every year, correct?
No, value stream will remain constant, Uday.
No.
See, YouTube is a value stream for Google.
Only.
YouTube is a value stream for Google. YouTube is constant, but the features within YouTube will be keep on evolving.
That's
right. See, initially, like,
but you mentioned that 4% of customer, right? That every year that percentage of thing will change, right? So
yes, that will change.
For YouTube,
that is not the value stream.
That will change. See, as for example, I'm the owner of a YouTube. I say that, okay, this year my goal is to get 10% of new customers from the YouTube. So this is the value stream for this year.
No, 10% of customers is not the value stream. 10% of
only YouTube is my value stream.
Yes, 10% of customers is your vision. 10% of your customers is a vision. Vision for the next year. So how you achieve that vision?
YouTube is the value stream.
Exactly. YouTube is the value stream. Gmail is the value stream. Google Meet is a value stream. Google Maps is a value stream. Google Pay is a value stream.
Okay, got it now. So, for example, if you take Gmail as a value stream, then like, okay, for the next year, probably as a product manager, I will check with the product, like, my architect and the team. Okay, I want to increase probably 5%. So come up with like, what are the areas we can improve? Okay, as you mentioned, payment. So can we add new features? Which will get new customers, like probably. So these are all the things, right? Which kind of which may be epics, right? I can say features.
Yes.
It may be epics or features. Okay. So again, they drill down into the stories. Yeah.
That's the next step. That's the next step.
So then Shiva, it is a value stream is at a bigger level. Okay.
Yes, Shiva here. Can I explain a little bit in this?
Yes, Shiva, please.
Yeah, as Satish mentioned, the value stream has two things in this. One is operational value stream and one is the development value stream. I will take an example like a hotel. When you book a hotel, right? Like when you book an online booking and all. So that comes under the value stream. I'll explain first. The reservation process where we'll book the online booking, reservation confirmation, and you'll get waiting time. You'll get an email and all. So that is one thing. In the value stream itself, then check-in process. You will check into the hotel. And the third one is you will experience the stay, the room services and all. Then the housekeeping, like room cleaning, amenities, and other things. And checkout process. This all comes under value stream. Like end-to-end, the customer is getting end-to-end. He booked it, he checked in, he checked out as well. This is a value stream. So now the development value stream is like property management system, like reservation management, billing system, guest history, and the guest service platform, like check-in, room service ordering, the maintenance request, where the development value stream, where the features or the epics will build in the development value stream. For example, the one single train or the multiple trains will be working in the development value stream. Where operational value stream, the IT will not be working. Where the business is going, where the customer and business is driving there. Like customer is reaching out to a hotel and he's paying money and he's utilizing all the ambience, and that comes under operational value stream. So the development value stream is where the development or our teams are working to build a software to utilize into the operational value stream. So here the features epics will not come in picture here. This is very bigger.
Yeah, this is a bigger, very bigger one. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Shiva. And
see,
thank
if you
Satish.
go to if you go to ICICI Bank, right? So ICICI Bank, the moment you walk in from the bank till you come out, what are the service you make use? That is the operational value stream, right? But to make that happen, let's suppose you want to deposit a check. Obviously, they will be using some the website or the tool or something, the functionality to get that check deposited, right? And you want to withdraw the money or you want to open a new account. So all the functionality implementation will be done by the development value stream, the IT teams. The operational value stream is the actual customer facing agents, whoever it is. Like Shiva just now mentioned it, like you walk into a hotel, the front-end executive team who is actually interacting with the end users.
Starting from the receptionist, once you go there, you will get the token, probably, cashier, that all the folks who are sitting inside the bank, they are the front-end folks. That's like operational value stream. And development is the back end. Like, for example, you mentioned at ICAC, there is something all the functionalities. Who are actually developing, who is actually involving the IT. So that is the technical or development value stream, right, Satish?
Development. We call it as development value stream.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now I am cleared. I got confused actually. I think it is very at a higher level, not like very low.
Yes.
This is one of the important first question. Being an RT and Agile coach, ask this question.
Definitely.
Because
not many know that
we didn't I didn't get a chance to work in SAFe. So
sure. Not many, even who is actually working, also have a clarity on what's the operational development value stream. Or even if you go and ask what's your value stream, not many RTs will be able to answer that question. So that's the reason I mentioned go and talk to your
product. You are confidently letting this actually. Otherwise, people, I'm sure they'll be confused. First of all, they don't know.
Yes.
And in the same like text you showed me, that is can we tell that is an object to OKR? Can we relate to the OKR thing? No.
Yes.
Satish?
Yes.
The first thing.
This is the objective. Yes, the 20% of our increasing customers is objective.
Yeah.
No.
That is a key result basically.
There is a key
result. And the objective is like we have to increase our customers.
Yes. Increase the customer. The objective should be defined. I haven't did that, but objective should be defined thoroughly. Like by 2025, you want to be like a top one bank or top one in the online OTT platform or something like that. Then how we achieve that or how we know we achieve that? For that, we define the key results.
20%.
Increasing 20% of customers, increasing 10% of profits, or along with that, obviously the customer satisfaction, net promoter score, or the ratings and the reviews coming up. Those also could be defined as a key results.
And for that, KPIs should be like daily, I think, operations, like, the right KPIs by ticketing this scenario is like checking the customer, collecting the customer satisfaction, daily customer, weekly customer satisfaction, feedback taking. It's like performance measuring. Like
yes, we are good. Very good.
Yep.
Okay, so the PI planning, I couldn't locate that Excel. Let me try to look that. So we defined Excel where like time zone 1, time zone 2, and like day 1, day 2, day 3. We need to again segregate that, and we need to come up with that, because that is really important, especially when you are appearing for either RT or Agile coach or a Scrum Master interview from the SAFe perspective, because they will ask, hey, okay, if in case you are your PI planning is 3 half days or 4 half days, where are you slicing down, or what is your last event on day one versus what is your first event on day two? How is your collaborating? How is your coordinating? So we need to be able to connect the dots. We can't just simply say, okay, we are done with 2 hours of session, let's wrap up. No, there should be a logical break for the events, which only when we can say that, okay, day one is done, day two is done, day three is done, something like that. Okay, I will try to look at that Excel and I will share that with the group. Okay, good. And PI planning, in the month of August and September, we did few sessions. We will plan something in the month of January. I'm not sure, but February we will plan. So we will share the group, the details. We did a simulation of the PI planning, the pre-PI planning versus PI planning also we did, which helps to get an idea of what happens actually in the PI planning. So in some of the groups, I saw the questions, as a Scrum Master, what is your role during PA planning? So Scrum Master role never start just during a PA planning. Lot of pre-PA planning work happens also, right? We need to understand that also, and accordingly, we can take it up further. Okay. Okay, yes. Moving on.
I think we need to catch up with the product owners and get to know what their objectives, and at the same time we need to come up with the capacity and straight away getting into the PA planning. As a Scrum Master, we need to have an understanding of course, we do have the capacity planning sheet with us, and also we do catch up with our product owner. And because as a product owner, he should be knowing what is the the goals, the business object, because by the time he should have been done or discussed with his product manager, right?
Exactly.
Because we do have 4 product owners because it's a big team. So I mean, kindly correct me because I know that's my just understanding. Okay. So
definitely, yes, that's the point I mentioned, right? In the metrics part also, not just metrics, like in one of the point, right? So whenever a scope change comes, especially during the sprint or during the release, have a conversation. Hey, okay, now that you brought in the new scope, how is it contributing to the organization goal or the vision? Okay, our target is to increase 20% of our customers. So the new scope, is it also contributing to that? Yes, maybe the previous scope is delivering only some percent of value, but now the new scope is delivering more value. Yes, let's explain that logic or the reasoning behind it, behind the scope change to the team, which helps even the team to understand it better and start delivering that. Right. So if you start asking those questions, again, not in an interrogative way, but in a collaborative, coordinating way, that helps the team and us and the product and the business folks also to deliver value any point of time.
And it is good to ask these questions to product owner, right?
Definitely.
He will not be
Definitely.
any embarrassed, right? I think he should, because as a product owner, he should be knowing what is the value it is getting. He should.
Exactly.
Okay. And also will be knowing, and we can also convince our team why we are taking this as a probably change request. And team also will be knowing what is the outcome. It's not just like a blindly they'll do it. That's what, right, Satish?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So the next one, how to grab interview calls.
It's big one.
Yes.
The most important
Each of the points.
Satish seems lost. Satish, I cannot hear voice.
It seems connection is lost.
Yeah, his connection lost, it seems. So until Satish comes, I'll coordinate.
Yeah, Satish is back.
Oh, Satish is back.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. There's a power cut and internet fluctuation.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Please go ahead.
Yeah. How to grab interview calls. So my experience, not my idea, I'll tell. We have to update the profile daily. Okay, that is a religious one. Okay, you have to go to the Naukri or whatever the portal, and just go to there and make sure we have to do small change daily. And second thing is at least we should daily at least spend some 2 to 3 hours in applying, because without doing any activity you will not get. We have to apply at least 2 hours for applying. Okay. And third is we have to check our mails regularly. If you give the Gmail is the your in resume the mail ID, check the mails, what is the mails you received. Okay. And of course we have to be keep our mobile on from the 9 a.m. to our the time. We should not, otherwise if we miss the call we will lose the opportunity. Okay. And yeah, and try to be more active, like forums like today, which so that we will get to know more knowledge and share the knowledge and learn and share, and we will, so that we will grow together. As Satish is doing, he's doing a big help to everybody. He's sharing his knowledge, just like us, just like whomsoever has good knowledge, like Shiva shared and Satish shared. So they know that, so that we will learn and also we will help. So I think the 4 areas I said: update your profile regularly without religiously, and second thing is make sure you check your mails daily, and third is uh, apply for the opportunities, not only in the Naukri, and apply for the multiple forums, Naukri, LinkedIn, and see any other forums are there, and try to call your folks, or interact with your colleagues, previous colleagues, or like a colleagues, if you want to, and you have any, they have any, opportunities, in case if some are like friends, through friends, it's referrals. I'm saying the referrals. And make sure you check the every resume, you're getting enough calls or not. If you are not getting good calls, then we have to introspect why we are not. At least we have to give some time. For example, today only updated my resume, tomorrow will not get. We have to wait for at least a week, and at least a week or 10 days. If we are not getting, so then there is a problem with the resume and see. So we have to change our profile, and let's see how and the another important thing is, what is the notice period you kept in the Naukri. That's also very important. Okay. And your salary, because for the Scrum Master, they don't the expectation probably would be not, I think cap would be max of 30 lakhs. So what is the range you are in? That is also one key area. So notice period. I think these are all, I think, some of the areas, and learn, and not only as a Scrum Master, we will also, my knowledge is what I'm thinking is, it is better to learn some aspects like good information like a cloud, or management. If you have these all flavors, I think will be most will be observed soon, because not only Scrum Master will be, if you and also Jira and Confluence. So try to get to know the technicalities, so that will, and also of course the certifications. If you have not done the certification, please make sure you've done the certification, so that your resume will be prioritized. Yeah, that's all.
Thanks, Sudhir. Thanks, Sudhir, for all the details. Just one question, as you mentioned about the resume part, so basically certification part. Basically, as for me, it's like I'm in transition from game production to a Scrum Master. So my concern is like, which certificate I should do? Whether I go for CSM or PSM, or what, one or two, which should I do for? Because I read that my one is Prince2 and Agile. I have done that. It's already expired though, but now I am trying to go for newer certifications. So which one should I opt for? So what do you say, Shan? What do you guys?
From my knowledge, Satish, Sivad, all many seniors are there. But for
Yeah.
from my knowledge, CSM or PSM, any certification is good. It carries value, but more than the certification, the knowledge is very important.
Knowledge, yeah.
Knowledge and the experience,
Right.
how you talk, how you articulate. So that is more important. But of course, at initial level, yes, your resume has certification, means it carries some value. Okay, people with or without people without having certification, you are having certification, your resume has some God value, but not, but it doesn't guarantee that, it doesn't guarantee anybody's job. So ultimately, the
Right,
knowledge we have to prepare very well, work hard. That's it.
But if you ask
Exactly,
me
Uday.
whether CSM or PSM, go for PSM because it has a lifetime expiry. CSM again, you
right.
have to renew it every 2 years. So
Yeah, I
go for
think that's
2 days
good.
of workshop.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of whether it's to go for PSM or CSM. But yeah, that's a good point. That said, like I don't need to renew it every 2 years. So yeah, cool. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone.
So just to add on
Thanks
what
for
the
19 days
point
for yeah.
Uday mentioned, right? So certification is like a driver's license. Having a driver's license doesn't make us a good or effective or efficient driver. Right? So that's it. That's a simple answer from my side. The next thing is like because you are moving, looking for a transition right now, right? So my recommendation is to start with CSM, and
Okay.
once you get some hands-on, then you can go for PSM, because the PSM, what happens is like the focus of the questions in the assessment is all scenario based. So without having a clear understanding, we might not be able to answer everything. And there are, it's one of the tricky complex exam, if I can say, any Scrum.org certification, not just PSM, right? So having a clear understanding and couple of years of experience definitely helps for PSM.
Okay.
My personal opinion again. Yes, PSM is
Got
tough
it.
than CSM. Yes. Yes, Ritu.
Hi, Satish. My question is, this was my question, how to grab the job interviews, job calls. My question is how to deal with the notice period, because when you get a call and they heard your notice period is about 3 months, and they are listen in which company I am working, because everyone aware about that notice period, and they disconnect the call. They will not go ahead. How to deal with that condition?
There are few companies who are okay with the 3 months notice period, because I came out of 3 months notice period, not once, twice. So there are few companies who are ready to take up that 3 months notice period. Only thing is like, as Uday mentioned, like we need to, it might take some time because of the complexity associated with that, but we need to start preparing and we need to be ready for that. And when there are few consulting companies who are ready to take 3 months notice period, but again it is up to the individual whether we are okay to go ahead with that or not. Or the companies, other companies, like I don't know your company name, I don't want you to mention, but there are companies like the TCS, Infosys, Wipro, CTS, Capgemini, all these companies, they might be having 3 months notice period, that they might be ready to take the 3 months notice period also. And not just these companies, there are many product companies who are ready to take 3 months notice period. Does it answer your question, Ritu?
Yeah, Satish.
Yeah, but yes, it might take some time. I can understand that, but yes, I face that same challenge when I'm moving out of that 3 months notice period. Everyone wants immediate joiner, 1 week, 2 week, or on the spot, something like that. But yes, you can definitely get the opportunity for sure.
Thank you.
Sure. And the other question we are indirectly started discussing it, that expanding networking. Right? Yes. So having the conversations like this, and plus there are a lot of free events, virtual events, in-person events are happening. Make sure to attend those events, build the network. That's the only thing which helps any point of time. Right? Applying through LinkedIn, Naukri might not help. They might help, but having that referral, having that connect definitely helps any point of time. Again, I'm telling from my personal experience, the last 2 jobs I got is through referral. They themselves reached out to me, said, hey, you have an opportunity, you want to apply for my company. That's how I got to know with the networking. So make sure to focus on improving your networking. And again, it's not a transactional network. When you say, hey, yes, I want this query, can you clarify? Or I want a referral, can you help me with the referral? No, just don't be a transactional referral or transactional network, because the agile world is very, very, very small. We never know when we come across each other. So make sure to build that bond, build that connection, and start networking. And there are a lot of free events. There are paid conferences happening. I know it might not be feasible for all of us for various reasons. There are a lot of free events are also happening, right? Both in person and virtual. Make use of that. Attend that, both virtual and in person also. Why virtual? See, today we all connected from different locations. Still, we are able to connect because of that virtual connectivity. Now we got to know each other, right? Who is good at what, or what's the background, what's the context, so that it can help us next time when someone reach out. Let's suppose if I reach out to Uday, you know that, okay, yes, Satish is coming from this context, so this is what he might be looking for, something like that. Right? Purnima, you have a question?
Purnima, you have to mute, or to go on mute.
I muted. Right. So yes, the networking helps any point of time.
Satish,
Yes, Uday.
I'm very sorry to point. I want to add one point. Moreover, please don't wait for the perfection. Just start attending the calls. Okay, whatever the resume you have, just put it. And once you start getting you can never be perfect. Okay, once you start attending the calls, you will be knowing at what stage you are in, and otherwise you will lose time. That's what. Yeah.
And one main important aspect I want to bring up, especially regarding that resume, is what do you say? I'm trying to bring up the chat GPT. Let me bring that up. Measured of the resumes, right? Let me share. Yeah, let me know once you're able to see.
Yeah, yes, able to see.
Right? See, this is the points I got in the resume. As a Scrum Master and project lead, played a pivotal role by facilitating ceremonies such as sprint planning, daily stand-up reviews, and retrospectives. Any Scrum Master will be doing that or expected to do that. So what is it you did that unique? Or what is it you did different? Why I need to shortlist your profile? I'm the panelist. I'm the hiring manager. So if I get the pointers like this in the resume, how can I shortlist the profile for interview? Right? You're getting the point? See, managing the end-to-end product development, prioritize and groom the product backlog, foster collaboration and communication between cross-functional teams, conduct product reviews with stakeholders, convert business requirement to user stories. So that is what the job description is also asking for. That is what you mentioned in the resume. Any of us, it is for everyone, right? So if we mention it in the resume, keeping our personal details aside, every resume is like this. We got 400 profiles for a Scrum Master position. So now you tell me as an individual, if I'm the panelist or if you're the panelist or the hiring manager, how do you shortlist the resumes?
I think we'll ask Satish. Net connectivity.
I think we need to showcase something value add with our lines. Satish is there.
There is no way one can go through all that 400 resumes. It's not at all possible to go through even that. That is the reason they use ATS, application tracking system. So it automatically shortlists the resumes.
Nowadays.
Yes, they use ATS.
ATS.
The tracking system will automatically track and shortlist.
So we need to keep all good words over there. Then only it will
keywords.
Because the keywords. Because it's a mission, right? It's a program basically. Application.
Also, if you can add some numbers, like in terms of like if you have improved anything, how much percentage have increased, or what numbers we have worked on, so that can showcase those things also. Because that will be different for every folks, right? That will not common. Like it's something number I am presenting, it will be different for you or different for someone else. So in that case, it will also make some different. I mean, vary. That is one thing I believe.
Show the accomplishments. Talk about the accomplishments.
Accomplishment, yes. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Numbers, accomplishments. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, let me put this. I think once Satish comes, I will check with Satish. Check.
Yeah, I'm new to this group, so I just want to check one thing. Can we get the recording of this call on our group? Or it's possible to get the recording? Because I just have to drop this call to some work.
Yes, yes, Anbumani. I will share the recording. I'm back. Sorry for that. There's a power fluctuation. Yeah.
No, thank you so much, Satish. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, I'm mentioning, right? So these are the resumes are coming up. Not just for Scrum. I mean, I just took the Scrum Master as a reference. Same with project manager, product owner, agile coach, any role, any opportunity, the same thing is happening. So how a panelist or how a recruiting manager or even a HR can shortlist the profile? Make sure to mention the outcomes. Make sure to mention the value adds. You're able to see my screen, right? I turned off my video because of the bandwidth, but yes, you're able to see the chat GPT, right? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I asked chat GPT. I know the answer, but I asked chat GPT. I mentioned as a resume expert, I'm setting the context to chat GPT. Hey, you are a resume expert. So help to optimize and include the outcome specific value adds from a Scrum Master resume perspective for the below mentioned pointers. So these are the pointers in the original resume. So I asked ChatGPT to help me with the details. So it helped like facilitated agile ceremonies. That is the first point. This is the original point for which the ChatGPT optimized facilitated agile ceremonies, resulting in a 15% improvement in team velocity and 10% reduction in sprint cycle time by fostering accountability and continuous improvement. Isn't there a clear difference between the original statement and the revised statement?
Yes, second one is good.
Yeah.
Obviously, right? See, managed end-to-end product development. What's the big deal? Everyone manages, right? So to achieve 20% increase in feature delivery rate and enhancing customer satisfaction by 25%. Hey, don't go with these numbers. Mention your numbers. I'm just giving a reference. Again, this is a ChatGPT example, right? So this might be 5% or maybe 10% or 20% or 18%. Mention your numbers, your metrics, your percentages, whatever it is, right? And the same with cross-functional team collaboration, which led to 30% reduction in project delays. Hey, you did a cross-functional team collaboration. What's the outcome of it? The 30% reduction in project delays. You as a Scrum Master is helping the cross-team collaboration. It helped the stakeholder satisfaction. It helped the reduction in project delays. It helped in effective dependency handling. Yes. Bring in the values, bring in the outcomes in the effective way. Prem, I will come to your point. Let me finish it up. Yes, we'll come to that. Right. So like that, whatever your resume is, bring up that values or outcome or benefit which you as a Scrum Master, which you as an Agile coach or project manager, whatever your role, bring up that into your resume. There is a first point. The second point is on top of it, what my perspective is, let me copy this into a Word document. I will give a small example. I will recommend tweaking in a more different way. Okay, I will remove the original statements so that we can make use of the space. Okay, so this is the revised statements. What I recommend is like 15% improvement in team velocity and 10% reduction in sprint cycle times by fostering accountability and continuous improvement through facilitating agile ceremonies. Playing with English, just brought in the same sentence, I revised it. Why? I will mention. 20% increase in feature delivery rate by leading end-to-end product development. I'm just writing only half the sentence, right?
Satish?
30% reduction. Yes.
So, and for example, if you say that 20% of improvement, so what will be the parameters? If they ask us how you define the parameters, like how do you improve the 20%? So being the Scrum Master for the last 1 year or 1.5 years, maybe you're 2 years old, right? So is it you're comparing today's capability of the team versus the capability before you join the team?
Exactly. Yes. That should be the measure. That should
So
be
that,
how you showcase your success as a Scrum Master.
So follow up on the question, even if this is to be like 30%, 40%, okay, even these parameters are going to be the common across all the team members, right? For example, now we had a session for the 15 people and we are writing the same information, which is being customized, saying that this is the percentage of improvement, right?
No,
Say, for example,
not at all. Not at all. Sorry. Let me stop you there. No, this is just a reference or example.
No, I understand that point. Maybe, see, my point here is maybe Satish should have brought 50% in his resume. Maybe I brought only 30% in my current organization, correct?
That's fine.
Maybe
fine.
Maybe someone has brought only 10%, right? So again, it is going to be customized, right? So again, coming back to the profiles, if you have received 400 profiles and everyone has written the same content, then how do you shortlist again once again? For example, you have 50% improvement. I have only 20% improvement. Maybe someone else has done 10% improvement. So then how do you shortlist that profile right now? Assuming that the content has been prepared the similar pattern.
Content is prepared in a similar way. I will look at the different roles, the different responsibilities. See, I never expect all the 400 profiles will be the same format or the same pointers or the same improvement percentages, right? So sometimes this is just one of the parameter, right? So like this, there will be different other parameters also, which the panelist will be looking at or the recruiting manager will be looking before shortlisting the resume, right? This is one of the parameter which I'm talking about.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Pren, you have a question?
Yeah, it is similar to what the other person was asking.
Okay.
Let's assume that we have been the Scrum Master or say the project manager for a good amount of time. And so is it not like we ourselves are giving up explicitly that, okay, it was quite a bit bad in terms of the project delays. Now I have kind of effectively collaborated across cross-functional. And so I see a 30% reduction. So basically, there are 2 points to it. One, you're just giving yourself up saying that you were not good at the start, but over time you got better by doing something. Okay.
Exactly.
It can be any
that's
process.
what the role of Scrum Master, right? So why the companies will be having a Scrum Master? Obviously, there is a logic or reason. The team might be going through a transformation or a challenge or issue, or of course, the main important aspect, the billing, whatever reason. Right? So we might be placed as a scrum master for a specific team or a set of teams. So what is that we as a scrum master showcased the improvement, or how we helped our team improve from the time we joined as a scrum master day one versus now. That is what we need to showcase that. It could be 1%, or it could be 5%, it could be 10%, or it could be even 7%. Sometimes there may not be even any improvement aspect as well. Yes, whatever it is, we need to showcase that, right?
So, in that case, like let's take the point where you say 30% reduction in project delays. So, how do you even measure, like before or after? Before is basically what you're trying to say is when you joined, maybe you came to know from sources that projects are getting delayed. And when you came, you figured out few things. And then you're saying only you reduced it to 30%, which also means that 70% of the time things are not still going good, right? So
yes.
How
So
did he even
that
kind
is
of
what exactly
convince the person who's interviewing us that,
Act-
hey, see, this was that much bad. Now I have taken some steps. This is still bad, but okay, right? So how do
what
we kind of articulate
actually
that?
I'm sorry, what I understood from Satish is actually we need to come up with this kind of thing. We need to frame our stories with the value
exactly.
adds. Okay, we see, as a project we will have some bad phase and good phase. It's not only everything. We all worked in IT. There are different teams will be there. So as a scrum master, we joined there. We saw that phase, but we inculcated good practices and saw some good improvement in terms of productivity, in terms of velocity, or like whatever, like the show value adds we wanted to show. But we have to frame our story. That is what is the value add with our experience. But it should be with a metric rather than putting like facilitated scrum ceremonies. That's like very vague. I think that is what I understood from the Satish point of view, right, Satish? I think you what you were.
Yes, Suday, that's correct.
But I'm sure many of the folks with just otherwise everybody would have like the facilitated scrum ceremonies. I see many of the resumes are like this. Not very. I think very few resumes are with this metric kind of like with the people. I think otherwise if they keep this metric, they would come with the story rather than just keeping the metric will not help.
The more you
Again, the
put the
resume
metric,
you have to know, right? Obviously,
And
exactly
Prem,
yeah.
Prem, to
The
add
more
to
you
what
put the
Uday,
metric, you're just opening it up to the interviewer to get more questions. So, like in this
we
case
have to
of
wisely
30%
keep that
reduction,
data then, right?
you should explicitly say that I reduced this in terms of project delays by doing all these things. If the interviewer is a little sharp, he's going to have a lot of follow-up questions in terms of what processes you put.
Definitely.
Prem, that is another technique, right? So by keeping the metrics, by keeping the numbers, you are inviting the panelists to ask questions around that. What are the points you mentioned in your resume?
True. Yeah.
Right. So obviously you are opening a can of worms for sure, but be prepared.
But you
for
are
that.
also
Be
creating an
prepared for that.
opportunity to your resume get selected, right? In the first place by keeping
Not
the
just-
metrics. You are correct.
Not just for getting the resume selected, but also to drive the interview around those pointers.
Yeah, true.
The moment I see a 15% improvement in team velocity, I might be okay. I might not focus on that as an individual. But the moment I say, hey, 20% increase in feature delivery rate, hey, okay, hey, let me have a conversation with Uday and see, hey, Uday, you are mentioning 20% increase in feature delivery rate. So what made you, or how you help your team increase in the feature delivery rate? Or what's the techniques or what's the approach you follow? So be prepared with each and every point you mention in the resume, including a comma, full stop. You might get a question with each and every point in the resume. Right? Prem,
Yes,
does it
very
answer your
true.
question?
Yeah.
Let's suppose I'm not good at facilitating ceremonies. For example, I'm just giving an example. So don't highlight that point. Instead, highlight what are the pointers you can confident, you're thorough. Like you might get a question, hey, you haven't facilitated ceremonies or you haven't mentioned about anything about facilitating ceremonies. You can mention, as a Scrum Master, that is my default role. In addition to that, this is what my strength or this is what my core area is. This is what my core expertise is. We can try to differentiate ourselves. Right? Okay. So coming back to this resume point, right? So now take a look at this first page, how the resume pointers are looking at. This is the revised pointers by ChatGPT. Take a look at this. Then I will go to the second page. You will observe a difference. Shall I go to second page?
Yeah.
This is second page. As a panelist, all the metrics are highlighted. The starting sentence is highlighting the metric in this format, right? The previous format, the metrics are there, but in the middle, zigzag manner. So I might not be having a time to go through, oh, okay, 15%, what is this 12%, what is this 18%, what is this 30%? Instead, if I take a look, oh, okay, 15% improvement in velocity, 20% in feature delivery, 30% in product. It's like, even if I take a quick glance in 5 seconds from the 2 pages, the numbers will definitely catch the attention. Right? Are you good?
Yes, Satish, I think totally agreed.
So these are all like different techniques to get shortlisted for the interviews also. Like making the resume effective and efficient, not just with the theoretical statements. Then the networking, obviously the referrals, all these helps any point of time. Yes, Darshan.
Yeah, a few questions from this thing what we have updated. So as you said, we have to be prepared for what we have added in the profile, correct?
Yes.
Means we have updated by using the chat GPT. Like this much percentage has been increased, reduced. Okay. So for these questions, we have to be prepared how the answers we will be getting and how we can answer to them for those questions. Sometimes what happens, we might not have seen those things. Say suppose the work we did, and that work has given 10% most plus the velocity. Say suppose the velocity is, say suppose the 20 and 10% increase means, is it belongs to the current sprint or the set of for the history of the sprints? How we can answer for those things?
You can mention like again how I look at it is like let's suppose you're having a 2 years or 3 years as a Scrum Master experience or 5 years. You can mention on a span of 5 years, on a span of 3 years. This is how my team increase their velocity. Not for one sprint, not for 2 sprints. Right?
Yes.
So anything aspect, because see, each of us could be having 3 years or 5 years or 6 years. I mean, different years of experience, right? So my point is, first take a look at your resume. What are you are comfortable? What are you are keeping it? Let's suppose just now I mentioned, right? So I'm not good at facilitating, so I don't want to even mention that. I will try to avoid that, or I will try just mention by facilitating events or as a Scrum Master facilitated events, something like that. I don't want to highlight that like 10% or 15%, something like that. But I'm very good at like the tools, or I'm very good at like collaboration, cross-team collaboration. I will highlight that as a first point.
Got it.
Right? And main thing is like first prepare your resume.
Exactly.
What you're comfortable, and then try to bring in the metrics for that pointers.
Right.
Never just go with the ChatGPT thing.
Correct.
The example which I mentioned is like one of the resume which I got from one of the group member. He asked me, Satish, can you help me revise my resume? I mentioned, yes, let's use ChatGPT. These are the pointers mentioned in your resume. I will copy paste it and let's see how ChatGPT bring in the value adds or the metrics. And again, I am mentioning it. Don't go with the numbers what ChatGPT is mentioning or any AI tool. If you, in case you feel you can explain only 7% of velocity improvement, just mention only that.
Yeah, got your point.
No need to bluff. No need to showcase any wrong picture or anything as such.
Right.
Anything, any pointer. If in case you are not comfortable, never mention that point in the resume. That's it. See, one of the interview, we got a resume with the similar numbers.
Oh, okay.
The point which got my attention is like 100% improvement in velocity.
How is it possible?
How is it possible? That's the same question I asked.
Okay.
I asked, Darshan, like you mentioned, is it a sprint wise or a release or across the duration? I asked the candidate the same question. Hey, we are glad that you are able to help your team improve your velocity by 100%. Can you help us understand how you help your team? Is it for sprint or what's the duration? The candidate confidently mentioned it is for sprint. Sprint on sprint, I help my team improve 100% velocity. Okay. Can you help us share more details around that? They gave like I facilitated events, help the team with the backlog refinement, all this general stuff. Okay, how is it bringing it 100% improvement? Okay, maybe sprint 1 to sprint 2, you might have achieved the velocity. How about sprint 2 to sprint 3?
Yeah.
How about sprint 3 to sprint 4? How about sprint 4 to sprint 5? Every sprint you are achieving 100% velocity? No. Right? So after a couple of questions, the candidate confidently, honestly mentioned, I'm not even sure what velocity is. I just copied from my friend's resume.
He opened up.
At least transparent or open up, whatever it is, right? That's the point. My point is like never mention a single statement, single word, what you are not confident in the resume. We never know what question we get at what point of time. You don't want to get stuck because of that single thing. Make sure to go through your resume and the job description at least 4 to 5 times before appearing for the interview.
Hi, Satish,
That is another.
Hi, Satish, I have a query. Kindly
Yes,
share your. See, actually, we are keeping all these things now because see, we do work in our experience. We work for a couple of projects. So when we give these parameters, so mostly, so what I'm thinking is like I will keep for the velocity. Probably I will give the. I'll keep one parameter for one project because I can't keep everything in my current project. So is it good to is it a good suggestion, like how is it, like kindly suggest me, because velocity, because mostly the focus would be interviewers, mostly current project, or mostly it is like in the descending order, probably the second or third, they will not go to probably the first what we done. That's what is mostly correctly, right?
Yes.
1 2 3 this and the third maximum three projects, and nowadays in the most volatile world, nobody can work in a project for a couple of years. So max of so max still goes a 1 or 1.5 year, correct, with the SOWs we are getting. So I'm thinking to the probably the first metric, probably the which I am very confident I'll keep highlight on the first bullet point. And the second one probably I'll keep in the the first project, and but second, third, I'll keep second bullet, or like whatever the bullet points, like the not in the metric, not only the metrics, whatever I am highlighting. So probably second, third, or like overall also, like as you mentioned, I'm good at, for example, Jira. I'll say that I'm good at Jira, which I said that I enhanced, I created dashboards, not only in the present client with previous client. So is it a good, like, how is it, like, what is your suggestion? Is that okay, or?
Let me bring up that the Word document. Just a minute. That is one way you can mention, Uday. Along with that, we can do other way also. Right? Let me. Again, no need of these headings. You can just mention the pointers. I'm just removing. As a summary, like a Scrum Master's summary or something like that, you can keep the title and mention all the pointers which could be common across the projects. Right? So mention is common things. Then what is it unique you did for project 1? What is it unique you did for project 2? You can mention under that respective project. So that way you can mention, let's suppose you get a question, hey, can you explain about that 30% reduction project delays? You can mention, hey, for project 2 or for project 3, right? You're not tagging it for which project or which duration you achieve this, right? This is another way. So here, let's suppose you mentioned like for project 1, I'm just giving like help product owner understand the product implementation approach, something. I'm just giving an example, right? Here, for example, like help train, coach, mentor a new agile team with agile ways of working, right? So this you just did only for project 2. This you did only for project 1, but these could be common for across the projects, across your experience.
Yes.
So that way you can minimize the number of pointers, number of pages also, because the velocity, the feature delivery, the collaboration will be common across the projects.
Yeah.
Right. So that way, again, we can reduce the number of pointers and number of pages also. So anytime you get a question, you can mention, hey, this I did for project 2, this I did for project 1, this for maybe for project 1, 15% and project 2, 10% reduction sprint cycle. We can split across.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. And like, is it good to have more number of pages, or like, 1 or 2 should be good?
Not more than 2. Not more than 2.
Okay.
No.
Not more than 2. We have more projects, and no need to keep project details also, correct? Project details.
No need.
Right? Or
project detail is
means
not
2 liners of
explicitly
who is that customer, probably. For example,
Exactly, yes.
customer is a UK customer, so he is in so and so. So just 2 lines, not more than that. Something like that.
Even that is not explicitly required.
Not required. Oh,
because
not required.
if in case you feel that is crossing the 2-page length, you can cut short that.
Okay.
If you ask me, I will mention like UK client 2022 to 2023, something like that.
Okay.
US client 2023 to 2024. Within the one single line, we are covering that. And here itself, we can mention maybe senior Scrum Master. I'm just giving some examples, right?
Yeah.
So here, Scrum Master. So you're giving the project title, the client, the duration, your role, everything within one single line.
Yeah, correct.
Right? See, as a panelist, I don't even want to know what project or what client it is. I want to know what you or how you help that client or that project. That's it. Right?
Sometimes even I got to know somebody like, I got questions, even they came from a different order altogether, from the back to first, like, how I started my career, from where I worked. If they said which clients, where, for example, if I said some experience, the location, it was so detailed, like they wanted to know. It seems like he wanted to note down.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's like I was and it is a problem with the people like experience more than 10 plus, right? So somebody as we discussed, we need to know whatever they keep, whatever the letter and the project we mentioned, we should know. And
Exactly.
Okay, I think that's a good point, Satish.
Okay.
I think it is one.
Yeah, it is 1 o'clock.
Time.
We have a couple
Time
of
box.
pointers like the tools and techniques, the career options, Scrum Master and Project Manager. Yes. You have anything else to discuss?
Yeah, fine. I think we will discuss later some point of time.
One question, Satish. Actually, like
Yes,
I'm
yes.
from QA background earlier, and from last 6 years I'm working as a SM. But thing is, like whenever, like when I got any calls like from the recruiter and they're asking how many years do you have experience in Java, .NET, these type of questions they're asking. So, but we know even like we worked as a project development projects, and we know exactly developers are making mistakes and how they are making sure even CI/CD related and all. But thing is like how we can give proper answer for that.
We need to understand the context what they're coming from. When they say how many years of experience in Java or .NET, right? So is it like related to because their project is working on that technology, they might be asking that question, or they might be expecting the Scrum Master also to play the role of a tech lead to do the code reviews and all those things, right? So you can ask that question if it is not mentioned in the job description, right? So you can mention, instead of answering directly, you can mention, hey, I have 2 years of working experience as a Scrum Master for Java project, not Java.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So, or 3 years of working experience with handling the projects of .NET, something like that. We can mention that.
Okay.
Right? And you can ask them, hey, when you say how many years of experience in Java, what's your expectation? Are you expecting the Scrum Master to be the technical lead or to do the code review or anything? If so, this is my background, so I might not be a best fit for this role. You can opt out. You can go ahead accordingly.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Satish.
I think.
If in case you registered through TopMate, I might be having your email address. If not, just message me your email address or either on WhatsApp or in the chat. I will share the documents in the Google Drive.
Hi Satish and team here. So I just
Yes,
have
Abhishek.
one doubt. Like anyone have Azure DevOps tool experience? Anyone have worked on that? I was just trying to fetch one query. Like, is there anyone have any experience on that?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so I'm just trying to fetch all the user stories under one epic.
We will take offline because
Yeah, yeah.
all people are.
Yeah, we can take offline. Yeah. So I can
Yeah.
how we can connect? I mean,
I'm in the group.
okay, you are in the group. Okay, fine. And then I'll ping you. Yeah. Or you can share.
There are
Or I
different
can share.
groups, Abhishek. Jai
Okay.
Krishna.
Or I can share my mobile number here. Shall I share?
You can. Yeah, you can share your
Yeah, you
mobile.
can message one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because there are like multiple groups where
Yes,
I
yes,
share
yeah, I
the
know.
message.
First of all, thank you, Satish, for taking this initiative, and it's really helpful for us, taking your time and helping us.
Definitely. I got some free time as student today, so I was able to have this conversation.
It's really helpful for us.
Definitely. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Satish.
Satish.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
all.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
This recording will be available.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, someone is having a question.
Satish, this is Madhusudan. This
Yeah,
recording, I think, where is it available? Where it will be available?
you registered for the TopMate, Madhu?
Yeah, I did in the morning, this morning.
Okay. Okay. So I will send the recording link on the email address.
Okay.
I will upload to YouTube channel.
Yeah,
And I will
then I also had some initial, internet issues, so I joined late.
Sure.
Sorry
Yes,
for that,
sure.
but yeah, at least I joined later. That's the reason I
Definitely.
thought I cut it.
So we have the previous session recordings also on the YouTube channel. You can go through those recordings also. We have recordings for PI planning, pre-PA planning, PA planning, or the open conversations like this. We typically call as Lean Coffee Connect. Every month we do that.
Okay.
Today, all of a sudden, I had to do it, but otherwise, we'll do a scheduled discussion over a weekend, most of the night. You can go through the previous recordings also on the YouTube channel. Let me share the channel link directly.
Can you please share the channel name?
Yeah, if you can share it, I think it would be
nice. Yes. How do I share my channel?
Thank you so much, guys, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a nice
weekend. Yeah,
New
thank
Year.
And this channel is only for the folks who are actually, right? It's not open to public, correct, Satish?
This is open, Uday.
Okay.
Yeah, we do these sessions every now and then.
Okay. I mean,
we have
what I'm saying is
recordings.
see, we are actually discussing. So outsiders also can watch it other than the.
Yes,
okay.
they can. Yeah. I mean, that's the reason we haven't discussed any confidential information, right?
Okay. Yeah, because, So, okay. I think we need to be careful on it because
I don't know.
because this yeah.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Yeah,
Okay,
bye.
thank you. Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.